Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are talking about trusting your channel over giving your power away. So let's get started. So if you watched last week's video all about coming out of spiritual hiding, this video will very much lead on from that. And so if you haven't already watched it, you may wish to pop back. So I will try and put the link in the description box just so you can catch up ready for this video. So what do I mean when I talk about trusting your own channel? We are each connected to Creator, Source, God, Goddess, whatever terminology you prefer to use, by a golden thread, which is sometimes referred to as the God spark. I like to visualize this coming from the solar plexus, but deep within the core of our body, our being, not just our physical being, but the spiritual aspect of ourselves that we entrusted into this body. And therefore we are all already connected to the divine source or creator or God or goddess. And so we have that connection, so we don't actually need anybody else to give us the connection or the answers that we're looking for. We are also connected to each other through golden threads, and that's why we talk about balancing cords between people as opposed to cutting cords. You can never cut a cord with another person, because on a soul level we are all interconnected, we are all woven together like the threads of a blanket. So it's impossible to actually cut those, but you can of course balance those and balance them into that unconditionally loving space, which is where those connections truly are at all times. So traditionally, when it comes to accessing the divine, we very much had it instilled within us throughout society, and I would say especially in Western culture, because I can't speak for any other culture, that's where I've grown up. But we are instilled to believe that it's outside of us, the divine, and we need to access it through something or someone. Now that something could be tarot or oracle or some kind of divination, and it could be someone, which is a priest, a priestess, a healer, a coach, a counselor, a channel, a psychic, a medium, somebody like that. And whilst I do not wish to discredit any of those things, because all of them have their own unique and wonderful purposes, so truly we already have this divine connection, and it's deep within us, within our core, within our soul, and so we don't actually need to seek any external help. It's already within us. Now of course we may wish to seek external guidance as to how to connect with that more deeply, but there are other things that you can do for yourself to help access that. When you're first beginning your journey along spirituality, it is very natural to see other people as being further along in their journey and to feel like you can seek advice from them, seek guidance, seek help. And again, each has their own place and each can be wonderfully helpful. However, you need to be conscious, are you trusting their channel over yours, and are you giving your power away in the process? And an easy way to answer that question of are you giving your power away is if you are constantly seeking outside validation and confirmation. Are you constantly having readings? Are you constantly checking tarot or oracle decks? Are you using a pendulum every day to decide what to do and what to think and what answers to go for? Are you checking with friends, not just with spiritual people, but with friends and other people? Oh, what do you think of my new boyfriend or girlfriend? What do you think of my new haircut? What do you think of my new car? What do you think of my new job? Do you think I should change my job? Do you think I'm happy in this place? Should I move? Should I travel? What should I do? We're constantly doing that, and it's important that we learn to ask ourselves first, and then we have the confirmation that we need from within, and instead we can just share this loving information with other people without having to seek their confirmation or validation. And so naturally, if we see somebody further along in their journey, we may be called to follow them and take up what they have done as our own way of connecting and healing and what have you to get further along in our spiritual journey. And I wish to say to you that if you are new to your journey, the truth is what works for me won't necessarily work for you, and what works for you won't necessarily work for someone else, and so on and so forth. So it's really important to take what you can, what does serve you from the people around you, and then just release and let go what doesn't resonate, what doesn't serve you. So there's no need for any judgments, because you're just absorbing what is working for you and letting go what won't. It's really important that you can find your own path and your own method and daily practices and routines and rituals that help you feel connected to your soul and to the divine. As I say, whatever terminology you wish to use, I'm just going to use Creator in this video. So if you wish to connect more with Creator, then something, for example, like meditation could be really useful for you. And meditation is a well-known practice for being fantastic for connecting you more to yourself and to receiving inner guidance from the universe and Creator. This could be guided meditations or sitting in silence or listening to some relaxing music. It could also be walking meditation. That can also be really healing, to go out in nature and go for a walk and be in silence in that space, but at the same time have nature in the trees or the beach or whatever around you and connect through that and feel that connection to Mother Earth. Another fantastic way to connect to your own channel is to try journaling or free writing. So posing a question on the page and then just allowing yourself to write and write and write with no judgments and without stopping, just keeping going. Sometimes you can set a timer of 5 or 10 minutes and just allowing what your soul wishes to say to come out. And this can take practice, or other times you'll find it just flows out of you because your soul is so excited to finally be able to connect with you and speak through you and share what it knows and what you need to hear. Another way to learn to trust your channel is by doing research, by listening to podcasts, going to events, reading books, watching TED Talks, going to lectures, connecting with like-minded people and hearing what other people's opinions and thoughts are. And then, as I say, taking what you feel resonates for you. Not everything necessarily will. And if you're looking for guidance on how to change a habit, for example, then again, take examples of what other people have done, try it for yourself and see if that works for you. And I will be sharing more information on this in a later video. I will be sharing about how I overcame depression and my dark night of the soul. So if you feel like you need some guidance as to things to try to initially find that way to access and trust your channel, then that video may be of use to you. Another really fantastic way to connect with your own channel is to balance your chakras or go for some kind of chakra clearing or healing or practice it yourself. And I might actually make a chakra meditation in the next couple of videos again, because I love making meditations and sharing relaxation techniques with you. So I may well do that. Let me know if you'd like that in the comments below. And another really good way to connect with your inner wisdom and guidance is through sound healing. Sound healing is fantastic for really clearing you out, clearing your aura and your system and everything out so that you can really connect with yourself. And then you may wish to go and journal or to meditate, and you'll find that you get into yourself a lot quicker and a lot more deeply, and more information and guidance may come through for you. So the important thing I'd like you to take away from this is that other people may have wisdom from their own experiences that they can share with you, but it is important that you find your own path, and to remember that no one can take away this God spark, this divine connection that you have to Creator, but also no one can give it to you. It's already there, you already have it, it's your divine birthright. All you need to do is find ways to access it yourself, and then you can be your own guru, your own guide, your own teacher. So this brings me to the second half of the video, where I want to talk about something I feel very passionately about, and other members of my friendship group and circle also feel quite passionately about it. And I feel as though I wouldn't be serving you or myself or the universe if I didn't share this, because it's important to raise awareness of it for your own well-being and health. So in recent years, spirituality has really grown in popularity, and there are many people jumping on the bandwagon. And for the most part, these people are coming from very good, loving intentions. But there are some people who, it could be said, are jumping on the bandwagon for more to do with financial gains and popularity. And even though they do want to help to a certain extent, it's not coming from a totally authentic place. And therefore, as I said to you in the last video, if something isn't authentic, it will eventually fall away. As you're learning to trust your channel, if you seek external guidance and you place someone on a pedestal, they will inevitably fall off it, and that's because they almost must fall off it. The universe has to remind us that nobody is above or below us. We are all equal, we are all special, and we are all not special at the same time. And that's something I really learned through Soul Plan. I used to think you had to be special to be a psychic or a medium or to read tarot or something like that. And actually, when I learned Soul Plan, when I trained in Soul Plan, I realized everybody has psychic or intuitive abilities or strong gut instinct. Everybody has a connection to the divine, to Creator, and to the earth as well, and to each other. And therefore, nobody is more special or more advanced than anyone else. Everybody is on the same playing field on earth. That's why we are all three-dimensional. Even people who are from a ninth or fifth or seventh dimensional realm will lower their vibration in order to be in this three-dimensional realm, so that we are all on the same playing field. So as I say, there are a lot of people brandishing around the word coach at the moment. And even though I do feel that there is an element of them coming from loving, healing intentions, there is a huge call for them towards finances. And I've seen so many people doing this. They call themselves a coach. They don't necessarily have training. And of course, in some countries, they're not required to have a certificate or to be insured in order to do this. But I feel really strongly about this because you have a duty of care to your clients, and you're taking someone's emotional health or physical health, if you're doing some kind of physical healing with them, into your hands. And it's really important that you honor that and respect that. And so for me, making sure that somebody is trained in something and insured is really important. And if you're not sure, if somebody doesn't make it very clear on their website, or when you're connecting with them to book a session, you do have the right to ask to see their certificates or to learn about where they've trained, just so that you know you're going to be in the best possible hands, and that your emotions and your welfare will be totally respected and well guarded and protected. And so an example of this is I have seen a couple of people who are saying, oh, learn how to have a 6-figure business, sign up for my course or my one-to-one sessions, and it's only £3,000 or £4,000 for 5 or 6 sessions, and then you'll know how to get a 6-figure business. Well, I can tell you now that the answer to having a 6-figure business is to charge ludicrous amounts of money. And that's all that they're going to tell you is believe in yourself, have confidence, have clarity, find your target market, who's your ideal client, and then you're going to do all of this work. And there are so many courses that are the same saying this at the moment, or a course to make a course. Let me teach you how to make a course that you can charge people money. And I really understand that there are more people being called to the holistic path, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. But there are so many ways that you can become a healer or a coach or a therapist or a counselor in an authentic way, where you actually do train and you do the work, and then you heal yourself in the process, and then you learn how to hold space and how to have the duty of care and the ethics that is required, really, I believe, for a client session. I take this very seriously because I take my work very seriously. My work is sacred to me. So I just want to kind of safeguard you if you're new to spirituality, or if you've been down the route of trusting other people and seeking these types of guru relationships where you're always doing course after course after course, and they're all going to be saying the same thing. And really, realistically, if you really want to know what your purpose is, then come for a soul plan reading, go for an astrology reading, seek somebody for an Akashic reading. Those types of things are going to tell you exactly what your purpose is, and they're going to be a lot cheaper and a lot easier and probably a lot more authentic, and feel more authentic for you when you receive them, if you seek those right people out for you. And with regards to people who are perhaps coming from a less authentic space, and I don't mean they're totally inauthentic, they might just be operating at 30% inauthenticity or 10% even. And my friend Nicolette, who's an astrologist, we have been talking about this recently, and we both agreed that actually it's important that we, as people who believe we are authentic in our spiritual nature, welcome these people in and don't shun them or throw shade at them because they are acting this way, because they might be working truly from what they believe is to be a spiritual, authentic space. And so it's important that we welcome them into their true spirituality and hold space as they go deeper and connect more authentically. So as I say, I just wanted to shine light on that element of spirituality, which is almost the shadow side at the moment. And a lot of people running around calling themselves coaches or shamans or healers, and they haven't actually done any training, or they've done the bare minimum. They've bought an online course which is 10 hours work, and they've claimed that they know things. You want to find somebody who really has done the work, really has trained and put the time and the effort in, because what they've put in their training, you will get that out of your session with them. You will get back that same level of depth and healing. So if you're feeling like you have superficial healing or superficial abundance, or there's some form of spiritual bypassing going on when you are seeking these types of relationships with these people, it could be that it's not totally authentic and it's not totally coming from that space. So you may need to, again, trust your own channel over giving your power away to other people. You will always have the answers. You are the answer to what you seek. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video and it's given you some food for thought, as well as hopefully encouraging you and empowering you to trust yourself. That's the most important thing that I want you to take away from this, is trust your own channel, trust your connection, know that it's there, know that it's secure, and that you can work from that space. And as always, if you wish to contact me either for a soul plan reading, if you do wish to use that as a way to find your purpose in this lifetime, or if you wish to find out about any of the other things I mentioned, then please do get in touch and I will help you in any way that I can. Okay, well, that's enough of that serious face for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in next week's video.